Hello. Somebody regrets the way that they treated you. They have come full circle with some type of experience or like lesson, and they realized that they effed up big time. And they basically ruined their life by doing these very wicked and malicious things to you. So this person is up in your energy all of the time. They're monitoring you. They pay spiritual practitioners or tarot readers, or maybe they try to do tarot themselves, but they don't have any spiritual gifts at this point. Because if they did have anything, they were stripped of it when they attacked you, when they did these wicked things to you, because they did some wicked things to you. This is not stuff that, like I'm seeing that they tried to take you out of this game. They tried to steal your destiny, and they tried to do it all in the dark, and they tried to like do some type of spell work to make it so that, some spell work so that their name, they'll never get found out. But you see, it just doesn't work that way. They have like a very icky energy, and it's actually making me feel grossed out right now. They have like a sticky, their energy leaves like a sticky residue everywhere they go. They just create messes everywhere that they go, because they just don't have morality. They just don't have morals. They don't, like, they think they can do whatever they want and get away with it. This is the type of person who like thinks that they can talk their way out of anything. This is the type of person who like makes jokes about like, yeah, I can talk my way out of anything. Like, yeah, I can get whatever I want. They think very highly of themselves. Like too high. Actually, I'm seeing for like the things that they do to people, they shouldn't be thinking that high of themselves. Actually, they should be like asking God for forgiveness, because like they're not like a good person, okay? And they've been involved in some very like serious matters. So this is what I'm seeing. You guys were close at one point, or you came together for something, and then you soon realized that this person was not who they said that they were wearing a mask. But you sat back and you observed for a little while, because I see that that's what you like to do. You like to figure people out. You like to observe people. You like to watch them. You like to see how they respond in certain situations, and like, you even like to test them a little bit, I'm seeing. Like, where you'll say things to them just to see how they respond. Or you'll just let them talk and you'll watch them. You observe them. You like to observe them in different situations. It helps you gives you insight. And you like to understand. This is what I'm seeing. So you started to see that this person wasn't who they presented themselves to be, which is very true, because I'm seeing they are a covert narcissist. They present themselves to be loving and kind, and they have a lot of charisma. They're try to be very knowledgeable about things. Like, they're an intelligent person, but they know how to use their charm and use their like physicality. Like, maybe they're an attractive person, and they're a smart person, and they just know how to manipulate people. And so you started to see that they weren't who they said they were. And I'm seeing this person came to you for advice on something. And I'm hearing you say, like, I can give you the advice, but you're not going to listen anyway, because you're going to do whatever you want. And this person was like offended. They were like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I listened to you, because, they were trying to manipulate you. But you knew better. by this time. You knew better. You saw through the act. So you told them, you gave them this advice, and it was like very intuitive advice, where you were like, you're going to make a choice or make a decision that's going to teach you a very big lesson. And you warned them against making this decision. You warned them. You straight up was like, this decision, this chapter that you're moving into, this direction you're heading towards. Because I'm seeing you guys were like headed in the same direction, and then they like veered off. But the reason is God placed you in their life to help them evolve. And you did, indirectly. But it's only because they made certain choices to come against you, which then came full circle. And this is why this message is coming through. So you warned them against making this decision, but they made it anyway. And you were like, this is going to be like a big lesson for you. And they were like, no, because they think that they know better. They think that they know better than everyone. And meanwhile, there's somebody who has to pay a tarot reader to give them advice, because they literally, their eyes are shut, like their third eye is completely closed. And if they had any spiritual gifts, they've been completely stripped of them. I don't know if I said that already, but that seems to be a very important fact right now. Okay? So they made these decisions anyways. And I guess you guys had words or something, or maybe they tried to manipulate you and you were not having it. And you just like blasted them with some type of truth, and they got really offended and insulted. And they acted like a victim of you. They acted like you were an evil person when you are not. You are a very good person. You have a very pure heart. You have high quality energy. You're an honest person. You're an accountable person. You know, if you make a mistake, you take accountability for it. You don't like to hurt people, okay? But this other person doesn't care if they hurt somebody or not. They do not care, all right? They're like very self-centered, very selfish. And so they went and spread a lot of lies about you when you like shed some truth. They went and told everybody all these lies about you. And they were very angry. The truth is that they were very hurt, because the things that you said to them were true, but they were like truths that they didn't want to acknowledge. It like bruised their ego to hear this truth, because they think very highly of themselves. They think way too high of themselves for like the choices they've made in this life. Honestly, like, and I'm all about believing yourself and like having self-love, but like that's like if you're, not if you're like intentionally trying to hurt people. What? And that's what this person does. And you're not the first person that they've done this to. So anyway, they used this anger, and they used this anger to justify doing something to hurt you. And they did. They went to a spiritual practitioner and they paid someone to curse you and to put hexes on you, to curse every area of your life, to curse your body, to curse your mind, to curse your connection with God, to curse your finances, your family, your career, even your car, your home. Things might have been breaking in your home. Like, and you went through a very specific period where it was like bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. But you realized this wasn't just bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. This was like curses being sent to you. Once you realized that you were being cursed, you were able to like, you learned something from that, and then you were able to like amp up the protection, and like you were not being cursed anymore. All right. But this person, the spiritual practitioner that they went to, gave them false information and kind of fed their ego a little bit, gave them false information that you were attacking them or that you were doing something to them. They just wanted money from this person because they got a lot of money from this person. So they fed them false information, and they fed them false information, and not only about you, but also that they can keep them hidden and that no one would ever find out that they were the one behind these attacks, which is just ridiculous. Like, what? what? They're like, there are no secrets from God. What? That's just baloney. But because this person's operating at a low frequency, they're like very much operating in the ego, and they like justify their wrongdoings. They bought like this whole shenanigans. They bought into it, and they paid a lot of money. And anyway, the curse is backfired. And like, I'm seeing you were allowed to get hit with the curses because it was actually going to help you in some way, and it was going to help you like expand your awareness about something and help you realize something, help you learn a lesson about something. And then you were going to go through this healing process, and you were going to like transform and rise from it. And you have, or you are, or you did. And so you went on the rise. You went through this healing process, and you rose from it. You rose and expanded. You found your alignment. You maintained your alignment, and you really like merged with your higher self because you did the work. Because you didn't seek to retaliate. You didn't seek revenge on this person. You gave it to God. You turned to God. You were just like you just like elevated through the whole thing. But this person, all that stuff backfired on them. And for many years, because this is going on for a long time, I'm seeing, for many years they were trying to deny the fact that all of these things that were happening in their life were a result of karma, were a result of their own actions. They were always trying to be like, no, this person's doing this to me. Like, they were always a victim. They love to play the victim. This is somebody who uses their pain to get pity from others. Meanwhile, 90% of the painful things that they've gone through were caused by their own wrongdoings, like their own negligence and their own like malicious choices to hurt somebody else. I'm seeing they were actually, they were actually like involved in the death of somebody due to their own negligence and selfishness. But rather than learn from that lesson, they used this person's like death to get pity from others. Like, they were a key component to why this person is no longer here. But rather than, and they tried to like build some type of business off of this event, and like try to use pity to like gain attention, and then try to build a business off of this. But the business doesn't take off, and the business doesn't do well because their intentions are misguided, and because they're kind of like a shitty person, like, you know what I mean? Yuck. And so they've gotten themselves now into this predicament. Everything has come full circle. And they realize, holy shit, I fucked up. Holy shit, I'm the problem. Like, you know that Taylor Swift song, like, hi, it's me, I'm like I'm the problem, it's me? Like that, like they just had that realization, like, I'm actually the problem. Yeah, you think? And they're gonna see this video because they're keeping tabs on the things that you do, and they still might be paying somebody to want to know, like, who you're connected with, what you're doing, where you're putting your energy, because like they're like obsessed with you. Ugh, they're feeling like they missed out on an opportunity. Now they want to apologize to you. They really regret what they did, but do they really regret what they did, or do they just like they feel like are they just like feeling like their reputation, like they feel guilty because like they can't think as high of narcissistic people, especially covert narcissists who depend on their reputation from others. When they make a mistake, they don't feel real remorse. They just feel bad that they're not perfect, okay? Because they think that they're perfect. And so this person feels a lot of guilt. Like, I don't know if it's genuine guilt. Like, I think it's guilt. I think they've actually gotten to the point where they actually do feel guilty for what they did to you, and they realize that they messed their whole life up. Like, and as long as they for as long as they justify their wrongdoings, is as long as they're going to prolong any type of positive event in their life or anything good that they're trying to create for themselves, because God is not allowing them to move forward. And this person has like turned in many different directions to try to succeed, but God's not letting them. They hit a roadblock at every single one, because they need to learn the lesson that they are like not a good person, and they need to change their ways. And they need to take accountability for themselves. So anyway, they do want to apologize to you, but they're afraid of losing their place in the community, because it's going to come out. And they've brought some people down with them, and I think this is like the dilemma they're in right now. They feel responsible because they kind of like, they went down in flames, and they brought some people down with them that were good people that didn't deserve that, because they manipulated these people. And of course, these other people that were associated with them, they made their choices too. So they're not like, they have a responsibility, and they do have a role, because they did know this person was manipulative, but they still chose to support them. Okay, so there's karma there for that. But this one main person feels guilty for what they did to you. They realize that all of these bad things going on in their life are going to continue because of all the choices that they made. I just saw 17 on the timer. Like, that's confirmation. I feel exhausted giving this message. So it's like this person's energy is exhausting, and they're having heart issues. Heart issues because they have a lot of rage, pent up rage in there. And also their liver is like really like affected by all of this emotion. And the rage like extends out and down their arms. This person's not in good health. This person's broke as a joke. And this person has gotten themselves into some type of predicament that they can't talk their way out of for once. And it's only just gonna continue to get worse for them. So like, what does this mean for you? I feel like you don't care about this person anymore, but you're aware that they're still up in your energy. I'm feeling like, see, this person tried to take credit for your transformation. They tried to be like, well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you are now, which is so, again, they think so highly of themselves. It's like, what? They need to take it down a notch. Like, they put themselves on this pedestal. They need to take it down a notch, recognize that they're not as good as they think they are. Opal agrees. So what does this have to do with you? Like, I see you don't want anything to do with this person. Like, you don't want anything to do with this person because they're like icky. They're like icky. Like, they can fool other people. Like I said, maybe they are attractive and maybe they use their looks or their body or something like that to get attention from people. But to you, you're just like, ew. You see them, you see their true character. You see through like the physical aspect of them, and you see their true character, and they're just like gross from the inside out. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm like, that's their own fault. Like, what? They know better. And that's the thing, they know better. And that's why God is putting them through such serious karma and like these huge lessons. It's because they do know better. They know better, but they choose to do worse. And they got to clean it up. They got to clean it up. It's time. They're not going to get out of this predicament they're in until they clean it up. Oh, boy, you're feeling a way about this. No, she's just hearing that other dog bark. And it's like, you might hear from him. You might hear from this person. They might like bite the bullet and just be like, I know you don't want to talk to me. I know you don't care about anything I have to say, but I just want to apologize for what I did. I know that I was wrong. And they might try to be vague about it because they're going to be like, I know you know everything that I did. And this is their way of like, if you ever came out with the truth, like they didn't actually admit to it. You know what I mean? It's still like them trying to manipulate their way through the situation. You can't manipulate God. What? Right, baby girl? You can't manipulate God. Ay, Dios mío. Some people just like to learn the hard way. And again, they could have avoided all this because you were placed in their life to like open their heart and to kind of like guide them in a particular way through your own purity and your own love and accountability. But they just chose to like veer off and slither like the snake they are. Ay, ay, ay. And again, they're gonna see this video. And it's gonna be like, ouch for them. But they're gonna know that everything that I'm saying is dead on accurate because they are literally going through it. And I'm being shown, like scene by scene. There's no way out. There's no way out. You can't talk your way out of this one, baby girl or baby, baby boy. It's given a female energy, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a male. Genders. You did have a past life with this person. This person was a sibling in your past life. And they were like very jealous of you. And there was like a sibling rivalry in the past life. And I think that they did murder you in a past life. I don't know. They were supposed to come in and clear some of this karma in this life, but they chose to create a heck of a lot more karma for themselves. So you might hear from this person. I feel like you're exhausted over this situation. Like you don't even want to give it any more thought. It's just old. It's tiring. You're like so beyond it. You don't even think about it anymore. Or if you do think about it, it's only because you feel them in your energy. Because you feel them still. Like what? I'm really I got to take a nap after this, all right? Like, oh, ball over here. But yeah, so they really regret what they did, this particular person, because they're really going through it. And they've like come full circle with a lesson and they realize they're the problem. Well, hallelujah. It only took how many years? Like, for as intelligent as they are, they sure are thick-headed. So I'm over it. That's the message. I'm not going to speak any more on this. I'm 24 minutes into this message, and you don't have to worry about them bothering you anymore. They keep tabs on you because they at this point, they're just going to learn from you. It's not even like they're trying to they can't touch you. They can't touch you even if they wanted to. They're like over here in this dimension, and you're like over here. Like, well, they're just going to have to sit back and watch you continue to rise and grow and succeed in life because you made the right choices. Because you gave your pain to God because you didn't seek retaliation. And they did. Now they got to learn their lessons. They got to start over. That's what I'm seeing. They got to start back at the beginning and work their way up because they were stripped. Too bad, so sad. There are consequences to your actions, so you might as well own up and be accountable for it, because you're going to have to own up at one point. If it's not this life, it's going to be another one. And that's the name of the game. So I'm done. I love you. I'm very proud of you for all of the hard work that you put in, for demonstrating just how evolved, elevated, and wise you are of a soul. You are a master. You're an ascended master in living form. And you are going to continue to rise. You have like a very beautiful future, a very bright future, and a lot of things to come. So celebrate yourself, because you've come a long way, and you're like a masterpiece. I love you. I hope you have a very great day, and I'm sending you so many blessings, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?